There have always been secret societies,
where some of the world's elite gather every year.
There are places on Earth that remain hidden from the public, shrouded in mystery and off limits to anyone who dares to come close. Ever seen an island so haunted that visitors are strictly forbidden? Or heard about a place where the elite gather in secrecy, untouched by the outside world? And then there's the infamous island with 5 venomous snakes per square meter, more than anywhere else in the world. Welcome back to another amazing episode of Forever Green. Today we'll show you 15 forbidden places you're not allowed to visit. From eerie islands and secretive societies to ancient tombs and natural wonders, these places hold secrets that the world may never fully know. And if that's not enough to pique your interest, stick around to discover a location that claims to house the original Ark of the Covenant. Ready to find out where? So get ready, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right in. 15. The island of Poveglia, Italy. The island of Poveglia is a small patch of island in Italy's Venetian lagoon, situated between Venice and Lido. First mentioned during the barbarian invasions around 421 AD, its darkest chapters were written during the Black Death. The island served as a quarantine station, where those struck by the plague were sent to breathe their last, far away from the healthy. Later, it housed a mental asylum rumored to be the site of horrifying experiments conducted by a doctor who was driven mad by the island's haunted legacy. Now the abandoned buildings, overrun by nature, stand as eerie monuments to its grim history. The soil of Poveglia, mixed with the ashes of burned plague victims, adds a tangible weight to the island's haunted tales. Due to these factors and the precarious state of its crumbling structures, Italy has banned public access to protect both its archaeological integrity and the safety of would-be visitors. 14. Bohemian Grove, USA. Across the Atlantic in the dense redwood forest of Monterey, California, lies Bohemian Grove, a mysterious retreat that has been the playground of the elite since the late 19th century. The 2,700-acre forested site features cabins, a large dining hall, and stages for theatrical productions. Initially a sanctuary for artists and musicians, it has evolved into a secretive meeting ground for the world's most powerful men, including presidents and business tycoons. Every summer, members of the Bohemian Club gather here for 2 weeks of leisure, theater, and secretive ceremonies. The most infamous of these rituals is the cremation of care, where members perform a symbolic burning of their worries, pledging to leave the cares of the outside world behind. The activities and discussions that unfold within the grove are shrouded in secrecy, guarded by the strict no-access rule to anyone outside this influential circle, ensuring that what happens in the grove stays in the grove. 13. Tomb of Qin Shi Huang, China. In the sprawling plains of Xi'an, China, lies the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, who ascended to power in 2021 BC. The vast necropolis was discovered in 1974 when local farmers stumbled upon fragments of the now infamous Terracotta Army. This monumental find revealed an army of over 8,000 life-size clay soldiers, each uniquely crafted to guard the emperor in his afterlife. The tomb itself is part of a larger complex that spans approximately 56 square kilometers and was constructed over 38 years, beginning shortly after the emperor's ascent to the throne at the age of 13. Despite its discovery and the excavation of its outer parts, the central tomb has never been opened. The Chinese government has prohibited excavation and imposed strict limitations on research at the site to preserve the artifacts and to avoid exposing the burial chamber to modern contaminants. The mystery of what lies unexplored within the burial mound continues to captivate historians, archaeologists, and the imaginations of people around the world. If you like the video so far, leave a like, and you can also check out 20 unbelievable places on Earth you won't believe exist on our channel Forever Green. 12. Lascaux, France. Nestled in the Dordogne region of southwestern France, the Lascaux caves are an ancient treasure trove of prehistoric art. Discovered quite by accident in 1940 by 4 teenagers. The walls of these caves are covered with intricate paintings of over 600 animals, including horses, deer, and bison, each telling a story of life 17,000 years ago. The art was preserved in remarkable condition for millennia, hidden away in the darkness. However, when the caves were open to the public, the influx of visitors brought in light, heat, and humidity that began to damage the fragile artworks. In 1963, the French government made the tough decision to close the caves to the public permanently, allowing only a few scientists special access to study and preserve these incredible historical insights. 11. Heard Island, Australia. On the other end of the world, Heard Island in Australia is a stark landscape dominated by Mawson Peak, an active volcano at the highest point in Australian territory. This remote island was first sighted in the mid-1850s and has remained largely untouched by human hands. Its isolation has allowed a unique ecosystem to thrive. The island is populated by a vast colony of seals and several species of birds that are rarely seen elsewhere. Due to its extreme weather conditions, active volcanic status, and the fragility of its environment, Heard Island is not open to tourists. Access is restricted strictly to scientists who conduct research on its unique flora, fauna, and geological changes, ensuring the island remains one of the most pristine natural reserves on the planet. 10. Pravčišća Brana, Czech Republic. Tucked away in the Czech Republic Bohemia, Switzerland National Park, the Poveglia Brana is the largest natural sandstone arch in Europe. Discovered and admired since the early 19th century, it became a symbol of natural beauty and inspired artists and filmmakers alike. Appearing notably in the movie The Chronicles of Narnia, the arch, with its 16-meter span and towering 21 meters above the ground, is a breathtaking sight formed over millions of years due to erosion and decay. However, to protect this fragile rock formation from further erosion caused by thousands of tourists, authorities decided to prohibit access to the arch in 1982. Visitors can still admire Poveglia Brana from a distance, ensuring it continues to stand as evidence to nature's artistry without further human impact. 9. North Sentinel Island, India. North Sentinel Island, located in the Bay of Bengal, remains one of the most isolated and mysterious places on Earth. This small, heavily forested island was first noted by British survey ships in 1771. Its inhabitants, the Sentinelese, are among the last people to remain virtually untouched by modern civilization. The Sentinelese tribe have lived on the island for over 50,000 years under the protection of the Indian government. The history of North Sentinel is marked by rare, often violent encounters with outsiders, including the death of an American missionary in 2018 who trespassed onto the island. Governed by India, the island is fiercely protected to safeguard the Sentinelese way of life and their vulnerability to outside diseases to which they have no immunity. The Indian government enforces a strict exclusion zone to prevent intrusions, making it illegal and dangerous for outsiders to attempt contact, preserving the mystery and autonomy of one of the last uncontacted tribes in the world. Talking about islands, you can also check out our video on 15 most unique islands in the world. 8. Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, Ethiopia. In the heart of Ethiopia, the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Aksum holds a claim as mysterious as it is sacred. It's said to house the original Ark of the Covenant, the chest containing the 10 Commandments that God gave to Moses. According to local traditions, the Ark was brought to Ethiopia from Jerusalem in ancient times and has been guarded ever since by a succession of monks who, once appointed, never leave the chapel grounds until their death. According to legend, the monks who guard the treasure have been trained to kill with their bare hands. The church, part of a larger religious complex established in the 4th century, is a site of pilgrimage and devotion, playing a central role in the religious life of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The reason it remains closed to the public is not only to protect the holy relic believed to be inside, but also to preserve the sanctity of the site, making it accessible only to the monks and select members of the church. 7. Snake Island, Brazil. Off the coast of Brazil lies the infamous Snake Island, officially known as Ilha de Gamara Grande. Discovered in the early 20th century, the island quickly gained a lethal reputation due to its dense population of the highly venomous golden lancehead snakes. Estimates suggest there are between 1 and 5 snakes per square meter in some areas, making it one of the most dangerous places on Earth. The Brazilian government strictly regulates access to the island, prohibiting the public from visiting to prevent the risk of deadly snake bites. The ban also protects the snake population from human threats and allows researchers to study the lanceheads in their natural habitat, contributing to our understanding of venom, which has potential medical benefits. 6. Ise Grand Shrine, Japan. Located in the heart of Japan, the Ise Grand Shrine is the most sacred Shinto shrine in the country, dedicated to the sun goddess Amaterasu. The origins of the shrine date back to the 3rd century, and it holds a pivotal place in Japanese culture and spirituality. The shrine is unique not just for its deep religious significance, but also for its tradition of being rebuilt every 20 years, and that comes with $1 million price tag. This practice allows the transfer of building techniques from one generation to the next, preserving ancient carpentry skills. The innermost areas of the shrine are hidden from the public eye, with access strictly limited to priests and members of the imperial family. The secrecy and restrictions serve to maintain the purity and sanctity of the shrine, following the traditional Shinto belief that some places should remain untouched by the outside world. 5. Morgan Island, USA. Morgan Island, located off the coast of South Carolina, USA, is officially known as Monkey Island, a name it earned due to its unique inhabitants. Approximately 3,500 free-ranging rhesus monkeys. The island was chosen in the late 1970s as a relocation site for these monkeys, originally research animals from Puerto Rico. The isolation of Morgan Island provides an ideal setting for maintaining the colony in a controlled environment, free from human interference and the threat of predators. Public access to the island is banned to protect both the monkeys and people. The monkeys are part of federal research projects studying various medical conditions, and minimizing human contact help prevent the transmission of diseases between species. The isolation of the monkeys allows them to live in a semi-wild state, which is vital for scientific accuracy and behavioral studies. 4. Uluru, Australia. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is an iconic red sandstone formation rising dramatically from the central Australian desert. Discovered by Europeans in 1873, it has long been a sacred site for the Anagu, the indigenous people of the area. Uluru's striking appearance and cultural significance make it a central figure in the Anagu's traditional stories and spiritual practices. The rock itself is like a giant canvas, covered with ancient petroglyphs that tell the stories of the ancestral beings who created the world. In 2019, climbing Uluru was banned, a decision led by the Anagu, who request that visitors respect their sacred site. The ban protects the cultural values, the physical integrity of the rock, and the natural environment surrounding it, ensuring that Uluru remains undisturbed as a place of visit for generations of the Anagu. 3. Surtsey Island, Iceland. Surtsey Island, off the southern coast of Iceland, erupted into existence from the ocean floor in 1963, a spectacular display of Earth's volcanic power. The new island was immediately recognized as an invaluable natural laboratory, providing scientists with insights into the colonization process of life in new environments. Today, Surtsey is strictly protected, with access limited to a small number of researchers who study how plant and animal life first colonizes virgin territories. This restriction is crucial to prevent human interference that could introduce non-native species or otherwise impact the delicate ecological developments occurring on the island. The isolation of Surtsey allows researchers to observe natural processes in real time, providing a unique perspective on ecological succession and evolution. 2. Svalbard Global Seed Vault, Norway. Deep within the icy heart of Norway's Svalbard archipelago lies the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, a futuristic repository built to safeguard the seeds of the world's food plants against the catastrophic consequences of climate change, war, or other global disasters. Discovered in terms of suitability for such a purpose in the early 2000s, the vault was officially opened in 2008. It's carved into the side of a mountain where it takes advantage of the permafrost, keeping the seeds naturally frozen. The vault now contains over 900,000 seed samples from almost every country in the world. Public access is strictly prohibited to ensure the seeds remain undisturbed and uncontaminated, securing a backup of biodiversity for future generations. Number 1. Niihau Island, USA. On the opposite side of the world in the United States, Niihau Island rests just off the coast of Kauai, Hawaii. Known as the Forbidden Island, it was purchased from the Kingdom of Hawaii by the Sinclair family in 1864 under the promise to preserve the native Hawaiian culture. Since then, Niihau has been a private sanctuary for a small native Hawaiian population who live much as their ancestors did, free from the influences of the modern world. There are roughly 160 people on Niihau Island, but only this group of people and the US Navy are allowed on the island. The island is mostly untouched by modern technology, and its residents continue traditional practices such as fishing and crafting lei. Access to Niihau is forbidden to the public to protect its inhabitants' way of life and privacy, making it one of the last vestiges of traditional Hawaiian culture. This isolation helps maintain the ecological and cultural integrity of the island, making it a living museum of Hawaiian heritage. And that's it for today. These forbidden places captivate our curiosity with their secrets and restrictions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating adventures from Forever Green.